Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, three crazy rescue dogs, and a rescue cat who likes to craft in her spare time. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It will send me a message. It will boost my serotonin and my self esteem, and I could use that. And if you're a returning friend, you already know the crazy you're in for, so grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. It is August 2nd. We are in our second day of Annihilation August. Yay! Um, So last week was kind of crazy. Um, and that's all I'm going to say about that. It was crazy. Clients were being crazy. I don't know if mercury was in Gatorade. I, I, d- I don't know. Um, so I threw caution to the wind after seeing a post about Bucky's and some shirts that they had. They were Jeep shirts. They were super cute. And I was like, you know what? Let me move some things around this weekend. And so Saturday, we made a road trip. And on our way down, we stopped at Craft Gallery. And I am not sad about that. Um, I, the store is in like this weird spot of Finley. It doesn't look like it should be there, but it is there. So let's get into haul because um, I did get some. I did get some. And forgive my rustling of bags. Oops. Okay. So I am technically still on my 90 days of no buy. So let's put that out there. But when is that cat has a chance to go to a local needle store, one tends to not abide by the no buy. Except for, technically, I didn't buy. Kevin ended up paying the bill, which I was shocked by. Not that he's look, when Kevin is generous, Kevin is very generous, and I did not expect him to foot this bill. But he picked out this pattern, super cute. I picked up this one, and then we got two more buildings. We got Big City Hotel, and it just kills me, the little bellhop guy down there. And then we have the department store, which I will probably change that from just department store. I'm thinking Macy's. I'm thinking Macy's. So we got those. Okay. That wasn't bad. Not at all. Right? And you're thinking, Kelly, that's not bad. What are you upset about? Um, well, I'm not upset. That's that, okay, let's just be clear. I also picked up two pins that I'm going to turn into, at least mine is going to turn into a needle miner. So I got this one for Bella. I think she just may put it on her stitchy bag. It's a little axolotl with sunflower hair hair bows, which is super cute. And one day Kevin said, "My little blue boo," and I thought he called me a labubu. And I was like, "What do you mean I'm a little ugly monster?" And now it has just turned into this joke. So of course when I saw the labubu pin, I had to get it. And I will turn this into a needle minder because I think it's funny. Okay. So then a few of you may remember I had bought the pattern the last time I was there of Old Glory by Rosewood Manor. And um because once again Karen Kuba's pictures weren't doing it justice, but they had stitched up and it was absolutely stunning. Well, Kevin fell in love with it. And so Kevin picked out, it's 32 count. I don't know who it's by, but the color is Everything Else. You can kind of, oh, there we go. It's just kind of a creamy mottled fabric, linen. Of course, he picks linen. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And then we picked up the blue, we ended up with Sullivan's. We were trying to do a floss toss to make sure it was the right colors on the fabric. And so then I was like, well, you already pulled them. Let's just grab them. And then because it was Sullivan's, I had to get all that it called for because I don't know where else to get Sullivan's. But that will be Old Glory. So we're going to start that project fairly soon. Do not worry, Kim. I will still start One Nation as soon as I am finished with Quaker Flag. And I am still slated to be done with Quaker Flag by Labor Day. I also picked up some new needles. I am generally a Bowen girl. 28 Bowen is my jam. But she said to try the Pony Black. And I got the colored ones so that if they fall on the floor, she said they're generally a little bit easier to find. So we're going to give those a go. Although, ironically, I cleaned out a basket and I found my little stitchy box with my Ziploc of all of my extra needles. And so that was good. So I don't really need needles, but look, when do you not like it? I'm of the mindset of pick up needles when you can find them if they're your jam. So, but some of you will remember Summer by the Sea, Autumn by the Sea, Spring by the Sea, Winter by the Sea by Jeanette Douglas. This is my ooh baby project, right? We all have those projects where you're like, ooh, just kidding it up makes you nervous, right? Because Jeanette Douglas, there's no DMC conversion for this. I'm sure I could spend a week and probably convert all the silks and stuff to DMC. And really looking at some of the silks, I probably could have because it's not like they're variegated. But, and Threadworks to me is not a horrible investment price wise. I like Threadworks thread, so that's not a problem. That goes with it. But while I was so I took pictures of it. I had Atlas get me a shopping list. He's also created me a master handbook of all of my patterns, so I knew I wasn't buying duplicates because I took pictures of the front of them. I go, Atlas, double check me, and Atlas does, and I love Atlas. So, because I almost did buy two of the same patterns. Well, I did not this time because Atlas saved my butt. So, I was able to get all of the MPI silks. I mean, this alone was like $80 right here. Like, I have never spent that much on floss ever. Like, not to unless it was like all of the DMC to stitch a Hade. But this stuff is so soft. I cannot wait. Okay. So I got all of that. I got one of the two Threadworks that they call for. It's such a pretty blue. Oh, this may be my new favorite color to stitch with. I also know that a lot of the needlepoint shops carry this, so I may be able to get the other one here locally. And then I was also able to get all of the beads. Oops, that doesn't go with this project. So I got all of the Mill Hill beads. So when I ask you next time, what did I do with all of those threads? Remind me that they're in here because this does not fit the So there's still Glorianas, there's Karen Water Lilies, there's Thread Gatherers, there's Krynick, there's Belswat. There's also 3 charms that I need to find. and track down, and I'm not sure how to do that. See, like, there's the little shell. What is this one? I don't know offhand what this one is. And there's another shell. There's another shell. One of them is supposed to be an anchor, but that does not look like an anchor. This is an octopus charm. I don't think Winter has one, which is really sad. It's not sad, sad. It's not like... this is supposed to have the shell charm. And I looked a little bit on 123 Stitch. They have the embellishment packs, but because I've already now gotten them, it probably would have honestly been cheaper and easier for me to just buy the embellishment packs, but my brain was just like, no. And this gets a shell charm too. So I guess I was wrong in that there's an anchor. But the anchor would be okay too. Probably. And Winter doesn't have one. I do have a piece of fabric that will fit them. That is close enough to the call for. So I'm okay there. Okay. So we did that. Then we went down to Buc-ee's. Y'all, we spent $500 in the store, and that didn't include our gas. I think we even stunned the cashier. But that said, that's stuff. So Kay has kind of gone on an eating protest. And so, but she'll eat the white cheddar Bucky nuggets or beaver nuggets. So we got several. We probably bought a dozen bags of that alone. Then I bought stuff for the kids to try. We bought a dozen paddle tails to bring back. I bought 3 t-shirts, including the one I have on. That on the back it says Peace, Love, and Buc-ee's. I bought 2 Jeep shirts that are super cute. I bought stuff for my office. You know, like, so. Look, am I gonna do this all the time? No. No, 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 no. Was it fun to do? Yes. Was it a great day? Yes. Did I need that day off to sort of decompress? I absolutely did. But while I was in the car, I got to stitch. So that was good. I actually thought I'd be able to crochet as well. I did not crochet at all. So let's get into stitching, because that's really what you're in here for. So last week I did pull out Alice, and I worked a little bit on her. For those of you who are not familiar, I am stitching Alice in Wonderland by Soda Stitch for my friend Kim. I am stitching it on something Monaco, white Monaco. I have the Mad Hatter's hat. So that's how big it is. So there's my hand. It's not very big. This is the far corner down here. Another hour or so, and I'll have the Mad Hatter's hat done. So that's awesome. I gotta do a couple stitches of blue down. So then on the other side, because I messed up, and the frame, this frame should be just like this color as well. I messed it up. So when I go on this side, I'm just gonna do them opposite. Nobody's gonna care. Kim's not gonna care, and that's all that matters. Kim's not gonna be bothered by it. So that was exciting last week. An unexpected joy. This is in my Tanya project bag. She's Needle and Bones on YouTube, and not on YouTube. She's not on YouTube. She is on Instagram and Facebook. Needle and Bones. She makes the best project bags. They're so awesome. I also keep my gingerbread strip club in there. But I did not work on that last week, sadly. And you'll see why I didn't get a whole lot of variety done right away. I did pull out Quaker Flag, and we are nearing 70%. I think we're like at 69.8%. This is stitched on, I found the tag. It is stitched on Atomic Ranch Sky, 18 count, Ada. Okay. I like this, I love Atomic Ranch fabric. So I got in, let's see, I finished down here this one. I did these two red ones, and I started this white one. Do I need to pick up the numbers of stitches I put in on this baby a week to make my goal? Yes. Yes, I do. Again, you'll see why I'm behind. This is also on my Annihilation August, so that's my bag for Annihilation August there. Okay, so we worked on that. I also pulled out the purple pumpkin, which is going to need a really good bath. I pulled this out on Thursday night and got this section worked on in here. So that is making quite a bit of progress. To say that my counting is off, it could be. I'm just kind of fudging it. It's okay. It's okay. So that is our hope that that will still get done in time for the end of August. It's almost to the halfway point. And it does go fast. I just need to sit and focus. Whoops. And that's just done on 14 count Ada. Next up is one that I won from the Snitch Stitcher Kim's site or YouTube. It's Twilight Moon. We both started it, and then we both kind of set it to the side, and it is on both of our Annihilation August. When I won it, she sent me all the flosses, the pattern, and the fabric. I know. How lucky am I? How lucky am I? So, I have been working a little bit away on it. So now we've got it almost to the point where we've got it to like right about here. So, I don't know what it is about this chart. It is slow going for me. This may be, I don't know. It's not a hard stitch. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not a hard stitch. It's just not a relaxing stitch, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And it is stitched on 28 count Mirage Lugana by Picture This Plus. Which is not the model, the called for, but I don't know if Kim sent me that fabric or if I had that. I will be honest. Kim could probably tell me better. Okay, so then we get back to I have some finishes already. I'm so excited. So I pulled out this little kit, whipped it up. It's my sorority's mascot. I'm an Alpha Gamma Delta. Our mascot is a squirrel. I whipped him up. He will get turned into a cute little ornament and passed on to a sister, probably. Then I finished Betty Boo. My counting got off somewhere. Kevin doesn't care. It's done. My Halloween sheep. I think I'm only down to like 3 or 4 of these left. Thank God. Not that I don't have other sheep to stitch for him, because I do. And now I've got the big flag. Old Glory will have to be stitched twice because one's for my house, one's for his house. Okay. Let me look at something. Okay. I did not write that one down. Okay. For those of you who are asking for my goal was 55 by October from last October for my birthday sale, and then we've upped it to I doubled it because we were doing so well. We're at 87. 87. the other thing is Janet and I had a talk about the door front. I still have one more finish to show you, but she's a big one, and I'm super excited about it. But I want to like just wrap it up. She's gonna be my last thing. Um, and at this point, I'm gonna try the epoxy. If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna hire a handyman because I don't know what else to do. And even Janet is stumped. And if Janet and I are both stumped, that's a problem. Okay, my last finish for this week, y'all. To say that I love this is probably now. This is definitely in my top 5 favorites finishes, stitches that I have ever done in my life. Which says a lot because I have been stitching off and on since I was about 7, and I am 54 years old. And I actually think she would make it into the top 5 of all of my types of projects that I am proud of. And to say that is a big deal because I've done some pretty, not to toot my own horn, but I've done some pretty amazing projects over my years between quilting and that. And I love her. I absolutely love her. And that is Lady Justice by Mirabilia. My conversion with the help of my friend Abby. She is stitched on 32 count Picture This Plus in the colorway Heroic. Ghost Boy Needleworks Raymond helped me with the bead conversion. And y'all, hang on to your hats. She's so sparkly. Debbie sent me the PB70, so thank you so much, Debbie. So that enabled me to finish her butt bow, as I call it, but her big old sash. Um, oh, I at first was like, okay, I am going to save and have her professionally framed. At first, I was okay with getting her just done maybe at my local Michael's. They've done other framing for me and have done a great job. I've had no issues with them. The only thing is that I'm thinking is that um my other framing were like certificates, right? They were flat. They weren't needlework. And my girl's got a lot of beads on her. And so I think I may save and just have her framed. Kevin would like Craft Gallery to frame Old Glory for him when he's done. He saw a frame there he already kind of has his eye on. Guess that means I gotta get my button gear and stitch this. I may take this to Craft Gallery to have framed unless somebody has. I'm in Metro Detroit, Michigan. If somebody has a different framer that they would recommend, um, I don't mind making a road trip. Um, to some degrees, I would prefer not to road trip it in the middle of the winter. Um, but yeah, so she's done. So on my list of, I actually have 11 things that I'm trying to annihilate. One is a depending on if we can get it to the long armor and get it back. My long armor's turnaround time is a week when I last talked to her. I know that will get a little longer as we get closer to Christmas. So I'm hoping to get it in um, fairly quickly. If that comes back in time, then getting the binding done is on my list to annihilate. If you are looking to what is on my list for Annihilation August, look no further than my Instagram, which is his Princess Kelly. Um, it is on there. So as of right now, like I said, we have 11 things on there. We can officially cross off 3. That's pretty good. We're 2 days into August. Oh, and I got the my mushroom guy. I got his arms made. They're just not attached. I was hoping to get at least his little neck frilly thing done in the car yesterday. That did not happen. And that's okay. That's okay, right? So this week we are going to focus on the Mushroom Guy, and Twilight Moon, and a bunch of stitches into Quaker Flag. A couple of the things that I have to do on my list, I want to pull out my Sylvia's quilt blocks and my Civil War diary quilts and make some blocks for each of those. That requires pulling out my sewing machine, which meant that I had to clear off my table because my table was looking, ooh doggy, she was hot. She was a hot mess. Um, so Bean and I spent some time today working on that, and getting that much better under control. Is it perfect? No. Is my life perfect? No. If you are looking for a perfect floss tuber, y'all are in the wrong spot. I love you, but no, that's not me. My table serves as my workspace area, as my crafting area, as my catch-all for life. And so yeah, that's I wish I look, I wish I was the Pinterest mom. I've come to realize that I'm not. I'm the swamp bog mom. And that's great because the bog mom is like, your room doesn't need to be spotless, it just needs to be functional. And you need to get my freaking dishes out of your room. Child knows. Um so, and I'm not okay. I'm okay with going, you know what, we don't have to sweep today. We can go to the zoo and create memories. Um, I'm okay with that. I've come to terms with that. So, we're gonna keep plugging. So, if I pull my sewing machine over and I can put my cutting board up on the island, I actually, if I spend it, maybe I'll spend next Saturday doing some of that stuff, and you'll see some. I'm gonna cut out the t-shirts for the pillows for Paul, from Paul's clothes. I'm gonna cut out those squares. That's on my, just to cut the squares was on my list. But hopefully I can even get the pillows done for the kids. Um, the blankets, or not the blankets, the quilt blocks. I said, 5 each for each of those 2 quilts. If I got more done, that would be great. Um, what else is on my, and then like I said, if the quilt got back in time, um, to do the binding on Kay's quilt. The other thing that I have that I threw on my list at the last minute, and I don't know, this one might come back to bite me in my buttocks, in my badonky-donk, um, is my crazy Christmas tree ornaments that are macrame. That's the directions. I don't understand them. So last time I did throw them into Atlas. He said, yeah, those are really bad directions, and was trying to walk me through them. I would love to get these done. There's 3 of them in the little kit. I clearly started one. Got a little confused. If you are local to Metro Detroit and know how to macrame and can help me out, because that would clear out this whole box. It's not very big, but it is, right? Other than that, Quaker Flag is the big one. Twilight Moon and the Purple Pumpkin. So we're going strong so far in Annihilation August, and I am excited to see everybody else's post when they tag Kim and I in. I absolutely love it. So a huge shout out to Tina Frazier for giving me the idea, and then a huge shout out to everybody who's jumped on the bandwagon of something that I just kind of threw out there. So yeah. We are talking about maybe in October doing out of the box or out of the basket, because we all have that pile in a basket full of finishes that need to be FFO'd. We all have them, right? Whether it's a box or a basket or whatever. We were talking about doing a month of like really focusing in on fully finishing things. I think October may be a great month to do that because it is before the holidays start getting wackadoodle crazy. Um, and we poor Tina, she pulled it out Thursday. Not to take, I don't mean to pick on Tina. I love Tina. If you all don't know Tina Frazier, you're missing out on a great friend and an amazing woman. But she pulled out. She's like, yeah, here's the fabric to go with this finish. Here's the fabric, and she's got all of her stuff together. And she's like, I just need to sit down and do it. I was like, I have a basket full of stuff that, like, yeah, I have a box of under my bed of quilt tops that need to just be quilted. Um, and they're like ones that aren't like high. I don't want to say they're not high valuable, but they're ones that like I could just do on my little machine. Because they don't need to be like. I mean, a couple of them need to be long armed, but like some of them, I just need to. I just need to sit down and do it. Um, One of the other things that I should have put on my list to do is to knock out Floyd. He's almost done. My pedal car. I did go back and watch my first Flosstube. Somebody else suggested that because on Wednesdays somebody is doing Way Back Wednesdays. Is that what Stephanie? Is that what your friend called it? Where she pulls out her oldest whip and she works on it every week until it's done, and then she works out the next one. So I pulled out my first Flosstube to see where we were at. Mine is actually, I was kitting up the periodic table for Bella, and I had kitted up the Epic Disney Stitch Along, Jeep Van Gogh, Pandemic, and Addams Family. I haven't touched Addams Family hardly at all since then, but I was just kitting it up in that show. What I had started was the adventure map for my son by Ink Circles, and the purple pumpkin, and my beach quilt. Everything else in that show that I had started, that I'd actually started, I've since finished. I did had two patterns that I had bought that I still have not even started. One is Beep Beep, I'm a Jeep, and the other is I'd rather have seashells than snowflakes. I think it's a Stony Creek pattern. I didn't start those. I have since kitted up and started the periodic table, the Epic Disney Stitch Along, Jeep Van Gogh, Pandemic, and Addams Family. Pandemic is slated, God willing, to have all of the tan done by the end of the year. That said, I need to keep plugging away on it and not putting it off. So it is over 50% done though. I did make it to just over 300 glasses of water by the end of July. So now we're pushing that goal to 5 glasses per day in August. I messed up yesterday with road tripping. Didn't get any in, so we're getting back on track, and that's okay. Life happens, right? These are guidelines. These aren't hard, fast rules where missing a day of water isn't going to kill me. It's not. It's just not how my body doesn't function better without it. Now I'm getting back to the point where my body just wants water. And that's great. So, with that said, though, I think y'all have listened to me ramble enough. So we're at 87 finishes. The goal now is 110, I think, is because we doubled it from 50, 108, 54. Was it 54? It was 55. So we have 23 more things to finish by the end of October. It's going to be a push, but certainly Annihilation August is going to be a huge one. A huge push towards that. If we can knock out everything on that list. Oh, what an amazing blessing that would be. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Remember, you are smart. And you are beautiful. You are strong. And you are loved. You are needed. And you are wanted. And mostly, you matter. Let me know down below if you're participating in Annihilation August, and have you annihilated a whip yet? And we'll go from there. Bye, y'all.